applause for Dr. Gandhiji.
Good evening, everyone. And thank you, first of all, for everyone joining here, taking out time from your busy schedules. And also, special thanks to our dignitaries sitting here, starting from a minister and the team. Before we start, we thought that we all have gathered here for the inauguration of the first ever Closer to Formulator Center of Excellence of DFE, which is going to be the first global center as well. And we'd like to just share with you a small glimpse of it before we actually inaugurate. So let's just get started with a small video. Let's get started with the event. It's my absolute honor and privilege to introduce our dignitaries for the event today. And let me start with one of our most dynamic and popular minister, Honorable Mr. KT Ramarao. He just hardly needs any introduction. I know that everyone here knows him very well, but it's still my duty to probably say a few words about him. He is currently serving as the Minister for Municipal Administration and Urban Development, Industries and Commerce and Information Technology. He is also a member of Legislative Assembly. Interestingly, he also holds, typically we have a very different concept when we talk of politicians in India, but he's the one who has done a lot of studies and is the one who's leading industries and has a lot of background, including experience of working in industry. That's a very fantastic kind of a combination with this background. So he holds 2 postgraduate degrees and an MBA in marketing and e-commerce from City University of New York. As a minister, Mr. Rao has come up with a comprehensive plan to cater to the multidimensional requirement of the industry. A few minutes back, we just talked about the biggest pharma cluster in Asia that's coming up near Shamshabad Airport and having very nice centralized facilities so that the companies coming there don't have to worry about the utilities part, don't worry about certain facilities. It will all be centrally provided, and then they can more concentrate on their own activities or the core strength that they have, be it in API, be it in formulation or any other area. It's an amazing thing that's coming up, and we would soon like to see that facility and visit there. So great initiative, sir. And apart from this, there are many other initiatives that Sir has taken up, like TS iPass, which is for with respect to doing ease of business, or T-Hub, which is the largest incubator. We know that in innovation is the key to the success. We can't just continue with what we have been doing or years, on and on. So incubators are the great key for the success. TSIC, which is to promote again the culture of innovation, and of course our Genome Valley, which is one of the very important pharma and biopharma hub. Respected Minister, we are extremely grateful for supporting DFE Pharma and being part of this event. Thank you, sir. I would like to now introduce another illustrious person, the Principal Secretary of Industries and Commerce and Informational Technology, Telangana government. As Minister introduced him as the planner, the greatest planner of all the activities that's happening around. His assignments involve, among others, developing policy frameworks, attracting new investments, identifying opportunities for utilizing information technologies in various government policies and processes. He also has a lot of distinction to his credit. He was awarded the Royal Order of Polar Star by his ministry, the King of Sweden. He is the part of National Pool of Trainers in Leadership constituted by Government of India, and mentoring even the newly recruited civil servants. That's Mr. Jayesh Ranjan for you, sir. Thank you, sir. And now we talk to the person who is actually executing all the thoughts and plans, and that's, we talk about the life sciences sectors in Telangana state. Then obviously we think of one person, and that's Mr. Shakti Nagappan, the Director of Life Sciences for the state of government of Telangana. Mr. Shakti is in charge of the Hyderabad Pharma City initiatives, which is one of the biggest greenfield project in Asia, as I mentioned earlier. And he also serves as the CEO of BioAsia, the flagship international initiative of Telangana government. He has a number of awards to his credit, including Young Scientist Award, Award of Merit from Tamil Nadu Governor, and All India Biotech Association Award. These are just to name a few. So thank you so much, Mr. Shakti, for being with us. I'd like to also introduce some of the dignitaries from DFE Pharma, to start with Mr. Marty Hedman. He is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of DFE Pharma. He is a highly experienced leader with about 25 years of experience in pharmaceutical and excipient industries, and he brings with him a large pool of commercial operation background and expertise in sales and marketing. And that's Marty Hedman for you guys. The next person would be Ulrich Derschmann. Is the Chief Commercial Officer of DFE Pharma with more than 20 years of illustrious career and a lot of experience. He is one of the person who is driving the DFE Pharma's all the plans and all the businesses. He is, as I mentioned, is accountable for the global commercial activities at DFE Pharma. And again, he has wealth of experience in international strategic management and corporate development. That's Ulrich for you guys. And last but not the least, Sander Van Gessel. He is the Director of Business Unit, Global Business Unit. He is accountable for oral solid dosage forms, the center of upcoming the center which we are inaugurating today is part of his team and his deliverables, and he's been working a lot with the team to see this day where we have set up this, and we are now inaugurating and will be running it very shortly. Sander has more than 15 years of experience in excipient industry, and he holds master's degree in chemical engineering from University of Groningen. That's Sander for you guys. And with this little introduction, may I request all the dignitaries to please come on the stage, please. Harshita, please.
Thank you. I would like to call upon Marty to please give a few words about today's evening. Marty, could we please have you over for a few words? Thank you. Lamp lighting.
Can you hear me well? Good. So first of all, good evening, everybody. So, dear Honorable Minister, Mr. KT Rao, all ministry officials, and our dear customers and colleagues as well. So, first of all, it is my absolute great pleasure to wish you welcome to celebrate the opening of our Closer to Formulation laboratory here in this Telangana state. You know, I was already, sort of like introduced, but once again, my name is Marty Hedman, and I'm the CEO of DFE Pharma pretty much since the beginning of this year. So I'm new in this role. This is my first business trip to India in this capacity, but I've been engaged in the excipient business for about 25 years. And last night, when we had another dinner, we were discussing how many trips I have had before to India, and I think it's now more than 50. So there are many things here in India which I have learned to love over the years. But just very briefly of DFE Pharma. So we are headquartered in Germany. We have our roots very deep in the Netherlands, but we are truly globally operating company. So basically we sell our products in all countries of the world, and we produce them also not only in Europe but also here in India and in other parts of the world as well. And we have very much our focus on support of the pharmaceutical industry in solid oral dosages, in inhalation, in bioproducts and nutritional supplements as well. And in this business and these areas, we are one of the biggest global players in general. So I know that obviously our customers know exactly what the word excipient means, but there might be some people here in the room who are saying, what on earth are those excipients? Well, they are those ingredients or materials which allow all the materials of a tablet or capsule, to bind together. They also allow the dosage form to disintegrate. They determine the release of that tablet or active substance in a tablet or capsule or in any other dosage form. They protect those dosage forms from light, moisture, etc. They allow the tablet to be coated, printed, and so on. So that excipient industry and business is as much regulated or very heavily regulated in the same way as the industry for active pharmaceutical ingredients and the pharmaceutical finished dosages. So this project is not our first one here in India, so we have an established presence here. We have a big manufacturing site in the state of Tamil Nadu, there in Cuddalore, where we produce cellulosic-based excipients. And as we speak, we are going there through a multi-million-dollar investment to pretty much double our overall capacity. We have our regional office there in Bangalore, and obviously now we have this key initiative to support the pharmaceutical industry, not only in this state and not only in this country, but globally to develop their drugs. And okay, so why then India? Why did we then choose? Because this is our first global site to support the pharmaceutical industry globally in development. Why India? So actually, the better question might not be, why not India? Because as we know, India is the king of generics, to start with, and India is the largest manufacturer of generic drugs. And we just discussed one data point, for example, in the biggest consumer country in the United States, about 90% of the prescriptions are for generics, and about half of them are being produced here in India, and I'm sure that a huge part of that here in this state. And also, you know, any figure related to India and pharmaceutical business and industry is significant. Domestic market of $40 billion, exports of $25 billion, and the foreign pharmaceutical companies have been investing billions and billions in this country over the years, and we want to be one of those companies. So what will our lab then do? Well, as the name says, we want to be closer to the formulators of the pharmaceutical industry. We want to help them to develop new products faster and first time right. And it's really, for us, it's all about outsourcing. And outsourcing continues to be really one of the mega trends of the pharmaceutical industry. You know, there is need in the industry even for more productivity, more efficiency. You know, the outsourcing allows the industry to be more flexible. There's less need for infrastructure investments, you know, less overheads and so on. So that's also what we want to do. So we want to invest in capabilities and technologies and, you know, equipment, you know, where the industry maybe has not invested so far or where they have bottlenecks. So that's how we want to work with them. And tomorrow there will be an opportunity for all our guests, you know, to visit our laboratory. And as a part of that tour or after the tour, there will be a panel discussion, especially or exactly about this topic, outsourcing. So we have there some external subject matter experts, for example, from Ernst Young, Rubicon, etc., to talk about that topic. But anyway, so today, you know, there will be some more cultural festivities. We will have a dinner together, and I wish everybody a great evening. And it is my great pleasure to give the word now to the Honourable Minister, Mr. KT Rao. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marty. We'd like Marty ji to please give away a bouquet to KTR Rao Garu, please.
You were giving me the mic.
Can we have the bouquet and the shawl? Everyone, make some noise, please.
You gave me the mic, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Anil, for that wonderful introduction. You know, the funny thing is, whenever you go to a meeting, when somebody says, this gentleman needs no introduction, and then they follow it up with like 15-minute introduction, it's always funny. So thank you, Anil, for that. Marty, welcome. I know you've had several visits to India, but in the capacity of the CEO of DFE, this is your first. So welcome you. Welcome you to Hyderabad. Welcome you to Telangana. Ulrich, you know, thank you. You made some very interesting observations on what we could do in future. Thank you very much. And of course, Alexander, well, nice meeting you again. We had met in Zurich in the past. Good seeing you again. My Principal Secretary, Jayesh Ranjan, my colleague, the Director of Life Sciences, Shakti Nagapan, to the leaders of various life sciences companies who are gathered here, to the employees, customers, and partners of DFE Pharma. I wish you all a very good evening. In fact, I also have to express my sincere regrets and apologies, in fact, for not joining in the formal inauguration of the facility at Genome Valley tomorrow. Unfortunately, it clashed with my assembly sessions, and so therefore I could not make the trip physically to Genome Valley. So thank you very much for being very considerate and for organizing this event in the city. Extremely delighted that DFE, like I said, you know, the whole Closer to the Formulator Center of Excellence has been inaugurated in Hyderabad today in Genome Valley. Happy that this makes a beginning, this marks the beginning of India operations for DFE Pharma, which is headquartered out of Germany and has more than a century of experience. In fact, I was amazed when I learned that DFE is actually 100+ years old. With experience, of course, comes a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of awareness, and I don't think there has been any point of time in the history of humanity when healthcare and life sciences were treated with this level of importance as we are witnessing today, especially after COVID. And the fact that I'm still wearing a mask while I'm speaking should tell you that, we are still not out of it. And every government, every state, every country is conscious, is very, very focused on upping its abilities in terms of the healthcare solutions we provide to our own people, our own citizens. DFE has been, serving customers worldwide, more than 5,000 customers in 100 plus countries, I'm told. Like I've mentioned, I've had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Sanwan Jessel on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum earlier this year. And I'm delighted that the center is already being inaugurated in a matter of few months. It's a matter of immense pride for us that this is the first center globally by DFE Pharma to offer end-to-end formulation development, lab and application support. I'd like to congratulate the team of DFE Pharma for choosing Telangana and Hyderabad in specific as a location for this state-of-the-art facility. Happy to note that the closer to the formulator, or C2F, will help pharmaceutical companies to shorten the time from a concept to a finished commercial product through expertise in all phases of pharmaceutical development. Genome Valley in Hyderabad serves as the largest pharma and life sciences hub in Asia, and there cannot be a more ideal location than Genome Valley for hosting this center of excellence. Today, DFE joins a marquee list of international companies who have chosen Genome Valley, particularly the long list of European companies like Novartis, Chemo, Ferring, Lonza, etc. I would also like to emphasize that the state of Telangana offers a great availability of talent pool and ecosystems, including university networks, manufacturing facilities, engineering capabilities, testing laboratories, etc., to accelerate cost effectiveness and speed of delivery. With each passing day, Telangana is consolidating its position in the life sciences sector, and this investment from DFE is yet another testament to our rapidly growing ecosystem. I once again would like to welcome DFE Pharma in Genome Valley and wish them all the very best. I'm confident that Hyderabad will emerge as an important center for DFE Pharma globally, and would like to assure the management of DFE of all the support from the state government to ensure success of this investment. I was also listening in very carefully when Marty was speaking. He mentioned that he has a big manufacturing facility in Kadalur. I did not like that. I want more manufacturing in my state. Well, we should shift it. We should move it immediately. The thing is, as Anil was mentioning, we are coming up with the world's largest pharma cluster, not Asia's, but world's largest. And when it happens, we would love for DFE also to set up a manufacturing base here to see how we can actually leverage the opportunity here to be closer to your customers, because the theme of this event, of course, is closer to the formulator. Being closer to your market, being closer to your customers, being closer to the formulator, I think is the way the business is going to grow, is the way the ecosystem is going to grow. So I look forward to hosting DFE again in a manufacturing role in my city again. And I look forward to having you come over, back to do the honors, Marty. So thank you very much once again for having me over, and wish you all the very best. Thank you.
I think all of us here are a fan of you, sir. Thank you so much. We'll request Marty, sir, to please give away a bouquet and shawl to KTR, sir. Marty, sir, please give it away to KTR, sir. Can we have a big round of applause, everybody? Ulrich, please give away the bouquet to Jayesh, sir. It is an honor to have you all with us here this evening. Thank you so much, Sander. Would we please have you give away the bouquet to Shakti ji? Some more energy from the audience, everybody. Please put your hands up for these beautiful dignitaries on stage. And with this, we will move on to lighting of the lamp. Requesting all the dignitaries to please join us for the same. Sir, please. Yes. Request Ulrich to please give away the bouquet to Jayesh Ranjan, sir. Ulrich, could we please have you give away the bouquet to Jayesh Ranjan, sir? Okay. Yes, one more time, everybody. Please make some big round of applause. Thank you.